Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jord.
I'm Jess, and this is Bump.
This is Bump on the way. Come on in guys, we've just taken on a brand new 7-bed. We're going to film here today. We'll take a seat and get some questions answered for you guys. So today we want to talk to you guys about how to be a power couple. And what do we mean by that? So we mean by power couple, how you can work efficiently and powerfully together in a team, maybe with your partner or with your spouse. Me and Jess, we don't think we're some amazing sort of relationship experts or anything like that, but we have figured out over time how to work together and make the business and the relationship grow together efficiently.
So following on from that, how to work together, it's taken us a while, but we've managed to work out what each of our strengths and weaknesses are. So, for example, Jordan now deals with all the landlords directly, closing deals, sourcing properties, and I deal with all the admins, contracts, payments, and tenants. So the reason behind that is because Jordan hates admin. He don't like dealing with tenants' phone calls and listening to them moan. So I deal with it all the calls and all the admin. And I don't really like pitching or trying to close people as much, even though I should. But Jordan's better at that, so that's why he does that. So now we've found a balance. We've found it a lot easier to grow a lot quicker and work efficiently together as well. So it's really worked in our favour, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So that strength and weaknesses we have to figure out with each other.
Yeah.
So obviously, like my part, there's not a part of my brain that has to worry about tenants and what the tenants are doing. I just focus on bringing more deals and liaising with the landlords. So that's that. Point number 2 would be, and I think this is the main one, like from the beginning. Number 1 is getting everybody on the same page. Mm-hmm. So what we do to get each other on the same page is obviously we have our goals. So we have our personal goals. I have my personal goals and Jess has her personal goals. And then we have team goals and business goals together as well. Okay, so that allows us to basically, we're chasing the same targets. So something's pulling us forward. So if we're having a bit of trouble with something, we can just look at the goals and say, right, we need this amount of revenue in the business at this stage, and we need this amount of deals by this date. So this is what we need to do, and we're just both on the same page. So there's no one's going to be falling behind. So we both need to know what the mission is at stake and attack it together, basically.
Yeah. I mean, because the last thing you want in a relationship, if you're working together as well, is, for instance, if I wanted to become a millionaire in a year and then Jordan's goal is to become a millionaire in the next 10 years, we're both not on the same page and we're both not going to be working as hard as each other as we can together. So, he wants different things, I want different things. You can have that in your personal, but when it comes to your, couple goals and team goals, they need to be the same so you both know the direction you're going in.
Okay, so on to the next point. It's very important, overcoming disagreements. Now obviously, just like any other couple, me and Jess, we have it out basically. I'm not going to lie to you. We're not it's not a fairy tale. Yeah. Don't let Instagram fool you. We definitely do have arguments and disagreements like any other couple. So I'm going to let Jess talk to you about how we overcome these things.
So it's a really big one because obviously if you're going to argue and not get along, you're not going to be able to work together. Your business isn't going to grow. It's just not going to work. You're going to breaking up. The business is going to go to crap. So we always have disagreements and arguments. It's more disagreements than arguments. But me being pregnant at the moment as well has had its toll on the business as well. Obviously, I cry at anything. I kick off. I kick things. I get angry, don't I? I can't be asked to do things sometimes. It just happens. I can't help it. But Jordan can sometimes feel that way as well. He goes in moods about things. If a landlord is, taking too long to respond, or he's not being very cooperative, it happens. So way to overcome these things is what I usually say is, if me and Jordan have a disagreement, and let's say, for instance, we more than always have viewings or landlord meetings within the hour or within the next half an hour, there's got to be a time where you become adults and stop being children, and you've just got to learn to work together and get over it and just be happy. Because it can happen where I go in a mood and I go upstairs and then Jordan's like, Jess, we're going on a viewing. So you've got to push it to the back of your mind and literally just get over it, because you've got to realise the business is more important than a little petty disagreement. Because if you don't, it simply won't work. You won't be able to work together.
The opportunity just means too much to us to mess up because of a silly little argument. So
as well as obviously the disagreements, you also need to spend time together as well. So me and Jordan, to everyone else, we're together all the time, 24/7, because we work together. So it's also important that you also spend time on your relationship as well as your business working relationship, because you can get so tied up in business that we don't spend time together, sort of thing, if you understand what I'm saying. So, you know, we do take time out, don't we, and go to the cinema here and there if we can, or we try and go for a meal and say we won't speak about the business, but we will. It just happens because
we don't purposely try not to speak about the business, because like we enjoy like, our life does pretty much revolve around the business, because you know, it's just a massive part of our lives. So.
Like if we were to go on holiday like we did to Miami, it was a business trip, weren't it? But we also took a day out and we relaxed, didn't we? But we still like closed the deal whilst we were on holiday, didn't we? Yeah. So it's kind of like you've got to find the balance. That's what it is. It's finding the balance between business and also your relationship, because you are working with somebody who you're in a relationship with. So
yeah. And after the back of that, you've basically both got to be willing to sacrifice things equally. So it's no good one of you, like, you know, having a girls' night or a lads' night, and the other one staying in and focusing on the work too regularly. Obviously, you can socialise and stuff, but
of course, it's not bad to do it once in a while, is it?
But you really do have to get into the habit, really, of saying no most of the time, because it's things like the family barbecues and the occasions and stuff like that where you know, you end up going to, and then you'll go to more often, especially when the summer's here like now, you know, you go to barbecues frequently and stuff. And then your body just wants to kind of naturally start having more of them comfortable moments and relaxing, and your productivity will just naturally start to go down, especially if this happens over a weekend, like Saturday, Sunday. When it comes to Monday, you're going to really, really struggle to kickstart back into to start producing, basically. So you both have to sacrifice stuff equally and willingly.
So what me and Jordan do is we have a shared Google Calendar, which we find works really well. So let's say, for instance, there's viewings in the diary, and there's a landlord meeting, or there's a proposal that needs to be sent over, an offer to a landlord, and then I've got loads of admin tasks like council tax to sort out, or forms to fill in, or tenants to move in, for instance. It's both in the calendar, so we invite each other to each of them, so we can see each other's tasks, and it's colour coordinated. And then, for instance, it's about staying committed to the tasks as well. So it was very hard at the start of working together, weren't it, to stay committed to things, because we're in a relationship and it's easy to let it slide because you think, oh, you know, it's okay because they're not gonna mind. Whereas it was what you were saying earlier, do you know, if you to work with somebody else.
Yeah. Say for example, like if I expect a task to be done from Jess by the end of the day, and because we're in a relationship, she hasn't done it by the end of the day, you know, and because we're in a relationship, it's kind of like, oh, eventually I'll just let her off. Whereas if I had a business with, say, for example, Ryan, our cameraman today, Ryan from Does It Bang, if me and him were in a business together and he expected something to be done from me by the end of the day, I'm going to feel like I've really let him down.
You need to do
if I haven't done it. So that's what you need to work on in a relationship. You need to so we assign roles to each other, like Jess deals with tenants and I deal with landlords. She's got roles and responsibilities. It's taken us a little while to get to that stage. And when you've got responsibilities, then, you know, we work together a lot more efficiently.
Like if Jordan had a task that he's moved over and he hasn't done for the past like 2 days, I can then see that in my diary too, because he keeps re-inviting me to the same thing every day. So then it's not a case of arguing with one another about it. It's a case of speaking to each other and saying, do you need help on that? Do you need an extra hand? Or why hasn't it been done? Because it needs to be done like soon, because it's been moved over a couple of days now and it's starting to not get done. So
Google Calendars is really good for that. But yeah, it's important. Me and Jess, if one of us is doing something, if we've done something wrong and we need to improve, we'll tell each other. And same if we've done something really well, we'll share the wins together. And so Right, that's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found the tips very useful and you can implement them in your own business and relationship.
If you did have any other questions that you wanted us to answer, please pop them in the comments below and we'll answer them if you feel like something wasn't answered and you really want it to be answered. We are on social media as well, which will pop down below, like our Instagrams, where you can reach out to us and ask us any questions. And again, please like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
See you next time.